Good evening, fellow survivors, distinguished faculty, and anyone who accidentally stumbled into our humble ceremony while looking for the free snacks. I am truly honored to be standing before you here today as we come together as a family to celebrate what is the culmination of our high school journey. My friends, we have finally made it to the other side. The grass is greener, the air is fresher, the homework non-existent. Don't forget, no more waking up at the crack of dawn. I mean, we're at the crack of dawn, I guess. It is truly an exciting day for us all. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Aiden Carl Arthur Evans, and I am the senior class president of the class of 2023. And as I said earlier, coming in front of you all today is possibly the greatest honor I have ever received. Graduation represents a significant milestone in our lives, one that we will remember for years to come. With that being said, I would like to open by providing you all with a little insight into our class, specifically regarding some of our class politics. I think that a lot of people would agree that there's a great deal to say about a population based upon who they voted for. And for the past 2 years, the class of 2023 has chosen to elect me to be their senior class president. So, for the past 2 years, I've stood in front of this very same class and discussed remarkably pivotal topics, such as Chef Boyardee, the Guardians of the Galaxy scandal, arm wrestling, picking brown-tail moth immunity, how I personally choose to have fun when going down the stairs, and how Soren Beckstrom described me as being a bunker of information. And it is for this reason, some reason, that sparked an overwhelmingly positive response and touched the hearts of the seniors that sit here before you. And it is for this reason, though I must admit that I am slightly biased, that I truly love our graduating class. The graduates that sit here before you today represent the newest age of thinkers to enter into our society. And I am extremely delighted to say that we are a very bright bunch. Every day, my fellow graduates exercise their natural inclination to question and challenge conventional ideas and beliefs, explore and examine new concepts, and work to develop solutions to better their own lives. However, we weren't always this awesome. Just kidding, we have always been this awesome. In fact, you can ask anyone in our class who they think the best class is. Not a single person would say that another class, above or below, is more awesomer than we are. At this point, I'm sure you all are tired of listening to my beautiful voice. However, I'd like to leave off with an important message. Life is like a ham sandwich. I know, you all were thinking the same thing. Great minds think alike. Let's break it down. What's the first thing you think of when you want to create a nice, succulent, juicy ham sandwich? The bread. The bread serves as the foundation of the sandwich, providing structure and stability. In life, the bread is our relationships, our family, our friends, those who are there for us no matter what. What's next? The ham, obviously. The ham provides meaning and flavor to the sandwich. In life, the ham is the adventures we go on, the experiences we have, and the risks we take. Then comes the lettuce and tomato, the things that add variety and color to the sandwich. In life, they're the hobbies we partake in and the interests we engage in. And finally, there's the condiments, the small things you add to enhance the flavor. In life, they're the little things that make life just that much more enjoyable. And now that you know what's going on with a ham sandwich, it's time to pose the question. What's the most important part to building a successful sandwich? Well, just like my sandwich metaphor, the relationships that we create are the most important part of life. During our time here, we've forged strong connections not only among ourselves, but with our mentors and teachers, staff and administration, coaches, and with our communities. It's these relationships that have shaped our experiences and allowed us to grow and become the strong leaders and community members that we are today. And as we move forward, away from our class and into adulthood, the relationships that we have formed today and the relationships we will form tomorrow will continue to become the most important element of our lives. The legacy of the graduating class doesn't end here. The impact that we've had on each other, our communities, and our future relationships will absolutely carry on. The fact of the matter is, success is determined by our relationships and what we do with them. And by that standard, our graduating class has already been overwhelmingly successful, and we all have a very bright future ahead of us. And let's face it, without bread, you kind of just have a pile of crap on a plate. Thank you, everyone. Let's hear for the class of 2023.
Thanks, Aiden, that was amazing. Let's say, Mr. President. Teachers, staff, administration, friends, and family members, thank you. Not just for being here this evening, but also for your unwavering support throughout these past 4 years. And to my classmates, I can't thank you enough for making our time together at Camden Hills unforgettable. My name is Kara, and I am just one of the many students graduating today. And though we are all dressed in the same stylish outfit, we are each individuals with our own backgrounds and experiences that have shaped us into the people we are. Tonight, I want to share with you a story that unites us, the Great Bus Breakdown of 2022. It was the day we had waited for all year, June 18th, the first day of the junior class trip to Washington, D.C. At the ungodly hour of 5 a.m., we trudged up the steps of our respective buses, rock, paper, or scissors, and buckled in for a 7-hour drive to our first stop, New York City. A few hours in, one of our buses, Scissors, broke down under an overpass on a busy highway, leaving a third of the class stranded, with no AC, and even worse, no Wi-Fi. They almost didn't make it. But fear not, for bus paper triumphantly rejoined the highway to rescue our stranded classmates. It only took us half an hour and a 5-point turn at a stoplight, and ironically, just as we arrived, bus Scissors roared to life again. So we continued south to the Big Apple. But an hour later, just when we thought our troubles had passed, Bus Rock sputtered to a stop along the roadside. And this time, there was no miracle restart. The bus was down for the count. When the chaperones announced we'd be squeezing everyone onto the 2 remaining buses, there was a chorus of groans on bus paper and bus Scissors. Meanwhile, the students on Bus Rock bravely inched along the side of the highway as 18-wheelers whizzed by. So we ended up with 2 buses and 120 passengers, sitting 3 to a seat, with several hours left in the drive. And to this day, no one knows why Rock broke down. All I know is that the wheels on that bus were not going round and round. My point is, the bus debacle was outside of our control. There was nothing we could do to change the fact that the bus had broken down. We could either let it ruin our trip, or we could make the most of the situation and enjoy the ride. So we put Shrek in the DVD player, put a smile on our faces, and resumed our journey to New York City. And yes, some of us threw up on the boat tour, and others threw up at the amusement park. But many of us threw our hands up in the air like we just didn't care. We went to a baseball game, many amazing museums, and even the National Zoo, where some of us found our doppelgangers in the lemur exhibit. We went bowling, we went on a scavenger hunt around the Capitol, and we watched an amazing performance at the Kennedy Center. All in all, we had a fantastic class trip thanks to the generosity of the Bisbee Fund and the dedication of Miss Damien and our chaperones, but also because, as a class, we were able to make the most of unfortunate situations and adapt to unforeseen changes. When you look at the outstanding group behind me, you see a class of proud windjammers. And for those of you that don't know, a windjammer is a very fancy and extremely cool boat. And though we cannot change the direction of the wind, we can always adjust our sails in order to reach our destination. As we venture out of high school and further into the ocean of life, we must remember that we cannot control every aspect of our lives. We will not win every game of rock, paper, scissors, and sometimes we will vomit. But it's how we react to those situations that truly defines us. Each of us has the skills, knowledge, and support to weather any storm. So let's embrace challenges as we move forward and continue to greet adversity with a smile. Class of 2023, there is no other group of people I'd rather cram into buses with. You are all incredible, and it has been an absolute privilege to be your classmate. Thank you, everyone, and please enjoy the rest of the ceremony.
Welcome all, and thank you for coming. What the people behind me have accomplished over the past 4 years is no small feat. We've all taken different paths to get here, each with its own set of obstacles along the way. But today is a day to come together and celebrate one shared achievement. A lot of adults nowadays talk about their high school journey as something they had to survive. I don't know about you guys, but that's not at all how I remember the past 4 years. Although we've all had challenges in high school, some which may not be soon forgotten, I'll remember the warm, welcoming, vibrant community we've made. For example, I'll remember walking into my very first high school class, French 2. Before the year started, I logged into my Schoology and saw the class roster. I didn't know anyone in the class because all of my friends from CRMS were taking Spanish or Latin classes, and as a freshman, it was daunting to have to branch out and meet new people right away. On the first day of class, I walked into Ms. Helmstedter's room and sat with the only other freshman I recognized, all from either Hope or Lincolnville. To make a long story short, that table stayed the same all year long. Whether we were playing some of the most competitive Jeopardy games ever or acting out stories, French became one of my favorite classes. To this day, I still consider those people close friends. This is the type of environment the group of people behind me have helped create, even from the very first day of freshman year. The type of community that would help this group grow into what you see before you today. Because the people up here are not the same as when we first met. The somewhat timid, always afraid of getting lost freshmen have been replaced by driven leaders, mentors, people ready to take the next step after high school. These are not survivors. These are people that have thrived over the past 4 years. Whether it be in the classroom, on the sports field, in clubs, or in the arts, I've witnessed this senior class step up to the plate and be role models for others in their school and wider community. For instance, this year, Joe Morse has been volunteering his time helping students in the phys ed department. He teaches proper form and safety in the weight room, looking out for his peers. We have Asa Burgess, who will be attending the Skills USA National Championships in Atlanta later this month to showcase his 3D computer design skills. We have back-to-back girls swimming state champions Sarah Van Lonkhuizen and Lucy Vanini, along with a 2-time wrestling state champion in Julian Henderson. We have extraordinary artists such as Caroline Bishop, who was described by her teachers as unafraid to be truly herself in her art, whether she is using her work to celebrate nature or to raise awareness about local food insecurity. These individuals are all exceptional in their own way, but they're also representative of our class as a whole. All of these people behind me have their own talents, passions, and stories. These are what have made the past 4 years so valuable. And so, if someone were to ask me to reflect on my high school experience, it wouldn't be a story of survival. It would be a story of playing spike ball on the front lawn until it was covered in circular patches of dirt, of watching friends fall asleep in a matter of seconds as soon as they sat down on the bus during the Washington trip. It would be a story of the people that have made the past 4 years so special. These stories, these memories, are important. So often, people ask us about the future, but sometimes it's easy to forget to also enjoy our past. Today, we're here to remember the good moments and the bad. We're here to thank the people who've been with us through both, whether they be friends, family, staff. We're here to recognize each other's achievements. We're here to celebrate an accomplishment 4 years in the making. Thank you.